Have you ever heard the phrase, what you resist persists? In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how that's not only true on an energetic level generally, when you're resisting your illness or symptoms in your body, it's actually true on a very physical, biological level. I'm Cedar. I am a nervous system coach and somatic practitioner, and it's my passion to bring these tools to people with chronic illness because I've experienced myself what that journey is like. And now that I'm fully recovered, I'm just so inspired to share the tools that got me here. So today I want to talk to you about resistance. And it's so normal and it's so natural to have resistance to the things we don't like. I mean, yeah, it's not fun to be sick. It's not fun to be limited by symptoms or illness or pain. It's frustrating and it's so natural to be resistant to that, maybe resentful, maybe angry, maybe there's grief or sadness coming up for you. And I first want to say that it's important to honor those emotions and give them some space to move through you. So that means becoming present to the sensations of that emotion more than the stories and the thoughts and the beliefs behind the emotion. So it's important to give space to that, and I'm not encouraging you to just ignore those feelings completely or try to suppress them, because that's also not very helpful. But we also can't stay in this place of resistance to our body and to our illness, because what that internal resistance is doing is creating a conflict, so a threat, right, inside you that is unrelenting. It's constantly there. So that's going to tell your nervous system, I'm not safe. I'm in the middle of a conflict right now. It may be an internal conflict, but that doesn't matter. It's still going to register as a conflict and a threat that your nervous system has to respond to. And when your nervous system is responding constantly to a threat, danger of some kind, whether it's in your head, out in the world, then it's going to be in a survival biology, which is the opposite of a healing biology. So our bodies can do their best work of healing and repair and recovery and digestion and all those wonderful things when we're in a state of rest, digest, and repair. Makes sense. But if you're constantly in this place of resistance, internal resistance, emotional resistance, and that could look like, why is this always happening? Is it always going to be like this? Oh my God, I can't believe, this symptom is cropping up again. Is it getting worse? I think it's getting worse. Oh, I just want to do this. I wish I could still do that. All those thoughts, which again are so natural, those are all feeding this internal resistance. And let me tell you, when you can dissolve that resistance and you're not just doing this all the time inside, it frees up so much energy for recovery and for healing. And it also just makes your day-to-day life feel a lot easier and feel a lot better, even if you're still experiencing symptoms and limitations. But resistance is sticky, right? It doesn't want to just go away, especially because it's registering that the situation that you're in, these symptoms in your body are not safe. So your attention is consistently going to be pulled back to them to help you to solve that problem or solve that threat. But of course, we know that actually that's the opposite of solving the problem. To truly solve the problem, we need to find that sense of safety internally. And that requires a certain amount of presence and acceptance to what is here. So a few things you can start to do with this. One is to notice, what is the difference between primary suffering and secondary suffering? Okay, this term secondary suffering comes from Buddhism, and it is the distinction between the things that are truly present here in the moment versus all of the things that are present in the past, in the future, somewhere else, in our imaginations, in our minds, in our beliefs. And if you can slow down and really notice, what is my present moment experience? And start to let go of all of the thoughts and the meaning and the stories that you might make of that experience. We often find that it's much easier to deal with, and there's actually much less suffering in the present moment than in all of those other places that we like to go to. So one practice that I love for this is a body scan. If you have a lot of pain in your body, that might not be the best tool for you, but you can certainly give it a try. I have a couple up on Insight Timer. You can just find me, Cedar Sacred Well. Another great practice is to just orient with your senses. So what do I see in the present moment? Looking around my space, what do I hear in the present moment? What do I smell? What do I taste? What do I feel? What can I touch? Because in every present moment, there is a galaxy of different sensations, sensory input that you could be experiencing at any time. This includes all the things that you can see and hear and taste and touch and feel. And naturally, some of those things are going to be unpleasant, even for someone who's completely healthy. There's always some unpleasant thing happening, but there's also always something good, something pleasant that you could notice and lean into and focus on. So that's one way that we can start to dissolve the resistance to our illness, and is to come into the present moment and recognize that there's actually more here than just being sick, right? And then if you want to take this a step further, and this is not going to resonate with everyone, so that's completely fine, is if there was a meaning or a purpose for me being in this exact situation that I'm in right now, with all that it entails, what might that be? And I know a lot of you are going to say, but there's nothing, like I'm just laying in bed, I'm not doing anything. Well, you're there, right? You're there with this time and this space with just yourself that a lot of people probably pay a lot of money to go to meditation retreats to experience. And yes, you're there with your pain and your symptoms, and all of that is present too. I'm not negating that at all. But notice what else is present and see what opens up inside you when you choose to give your circumstance a positive meaning, whatever that meaning is for you. For me, for a long time, it was my cat. I had a very elderly cat who I knew was going to pass soon, and he had some health issues, and I was just really grateful that I could be there with him. I was just hanging out at home, cuddling my cat most days. That's all I could do. Is it what I have chosen? No, but when he did pass away, I was so grateful that I had that time with him. So I don't know what it is for you, and maybe this isn't resonating at all, in which case you can just set it to the side. But it's a question to start to open up a bit more of your current experience that is less dependent on the what ifs and the if onlys and all those things that really feed resistance. So I've just given you more than a couple practices that you can start doing right now. And you might find when you get a lot of practices, somatic tools or meditations or other different things to do, that you actually start to have resistance to doing the helpful healing things that you know are going to help you. What's that about? I'm going to talk about that in my next video. So check it out. If it's not up yet, it will be very soon. How do we overcome the resistance to doing the things that we know are going to be healing and helpful? All right, I'll see you then.